Okay, thank you guys for getting on to our call tonight. It's our September team call and our power half hour. I'm going to share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm just going to go through some announcements first before I hand it over to Terry for the most of the first half of our call. All right. So, first up, some major recognition. If you take a look at this, this was such a huge Success Club board or a life changer board, as we like to call it. When I was just tallying up Success Club numbers and just going, I just have trackers that I use to keep track of them. And when I was looking at last month's, and if you've been in this business, you will notice for sure there are really big times and there are times where it's not so busy, which is completely normal. That's just the nature of the business. So we are definitely going to come across those times. But when I was looking at July to August, because I like how I started to tally up the lives that we impact in a month. And last month, I think our tally was 27 lives, which is still incredible. Any life that we change, any person that we get started on this health and fitness journey with us is amazing. But if you look at the difference from 27 lives in August to 74 lives, or 27 lives in July and 74 lives in August, it's unbelievable. So just a big shout out to Terry, who is speaking on our call tonight for hitting Success Club 10. And we also had Casey, Diana, Kim, Amy, Kim E, and Kim D, Tina, Amanda, Heather, Nicole, um, Sarah, and Ashley all hit Success Club 5 or above. And I mentioned it in the post, but just in case you didn't see it, both Amy and Ashley Gray were in their first month of the business. They both signed up, I think, mid-August, and they both hit Success Club. So that's amazing. They are in their first month of Success Starters. With Success Club, the next 2 months, they will be able to earn their ticket to Summit, their free ticket to Summit. We also had a ton of other coaches who at least impacted one or more life. Megan, Brad, Lola, Danielle, Michelle, Heidi, Melissa, Meredith, Lisa, Tom, Ashley, Carol, Shannon, Nicole, Christine, and Janice. So, way to go. I am so proud of all of you and all of you that are just sharing your journey and reaching out to people on a day to day basis because that's making a huge impact as well. Okay, good news. If you didn't know this already, that all of the challenge packs that were on sale last month are on sale again this month, which is awesome because it includes all of our most popular challenge packs like the 3-day refresh, the Beachbody On Demand Club challenge pack, Country Heat, 21-day fix, PIO, 22-minute hardcore, 21-day fix extreme, and size. And I think something that we don't necessarily take advantage of maybe enough is that Beachbody On Demand Club Challenge Pack. And if you don't know about it, the Club Challenge Pack gets you 3 months of Beachbody On Demand and your Shakeology. So that is 140, but included this month is that you get those portion fix meal plan containers as well, which is a really nice bonus. So something to keep in mind, especially when we're going to talk about later during our power hour with our free group coming up next week, utilizing Beachbody On Demand. It is a, a great thing to suggest if people are enjoying and liking Beachbody On Demand. And just a side note, I got the Amazon Fire Stick. Thank you to Amanda Kirby who used it, and I asked her about it before I purchased it. We got it a while ago, but we finally hooked it up to our TV, and it is awesome and so convenient to use with Beachbody On Demand. I've been using my laptop, which is a lot smaller, and it's fine. It was no big deal, but it just is really nice to have it on our TV now. Okay, so we kicked off new coach training yesterday, and we have quite a few coaches in there participating, which is great. I just wanted to make sure that you all are aware that we have this new coach training. It is only 10 days, and we are actually going to be running this every single month. So beginning the first Monday of the month will be a 10-day new coach training. So just something to keep in mind as you are having new coaches join our team. This is something that you can offer them. Okay, this is our cover photo. So this is just a reminder, and just to clarify, because I know some people had asked questions about it. The September posting challenge, it's totally optional, but I know a lot of coaches liked it in the past, so I decided to do it again. We haven't done it in a while, but it's just, since we focus on sharing on social media, and just to share our own journeys and then just be relatable people. And so this is just a way to come up with at least one idea to post for the day, since we talk about trying to post 3 to 5 times a day. So you can be as creative as you want. You know, your post might be totally different from my post for Success Saturday. I saw all different kinds of successes relating to fitness, not relating to fitness. So you can get creative with these, and maybe it'll just be something that might push you out of your comfort zone as well, which is a good thing. I know a lot of coaches have trouble with posting on social media, which is totally normal and quite all right. And it's something you just want to take baby steps. You know, you may not be posting 3 times a day right off the bat, but if you at least maybe during the month of September get one post with our September posting challenge a day and maybe one other post of your own, then that's a win for you. So just check these out. Today was a go live. I definitely saw some live videos today, and that might be really getting you out of your comfort zone, but let me tell you, it helps a ton. People really get to know you when you do those live videos. So give it a shot. And I will look forward to seeing them. And then, as always, our September dates are up there as well, just as a reminder for the month. Okay, we have Terry Lamison on tonight, and she is going to be sharing a bit about her journey. And I don't want to go into too much detail, so I'll wait until Terry talks first to maybe add any of my pieces of information that I researched today. But she started out as a discount coach, just purely for the discount, and has turned into quite the business builder and a leader on our team. We have a group of coaches on our team that really help with planning for our team and making decisions and just brainstorming. And it's definitely not all me, and I couldn't do without these women, and Terry is one of them. So I'm very excited to have her on the call tonight. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I am going to hand it over to her. So take it away, Terry.
Okay, so let me share my screen. So I have a million things open on my computer. Can everybody hear me okay? Thumbs up? Okay. All right. So you'll have to forgive my au naturel look today. Michelle always looks so fresh-faced on these calls, and I'm like a mess today. I'm a teacher, which you'll find out in this, and my school building does not have air conditioning. So the beginning of the year is always a little rough, and then coming home and having one kid go to baseball and another one go to soccer and have to get a shower, I was like, guess what? They're not getting makeup tonight. So this is what you get. And my picture on this page is actually my school picture, which I think is really funny. So just a little bit about myself. I am a wife. My husband, Brad, actually was the other one listed on that Success Club slide. He's one of my coaches underneath me, and we got him 4 Success Club points this month, which was kind of cool. He is awesome, and he's also a teacher as well. That's how we met. We're both teachers. I have 2 boys. Connor is 12 and Cole is 9. Connor just started middle school, which has been a little crazy, but it's getting much better, and he's kind of getting into the groove of it. I'm a teacher. I teach 6th grade. I've been here. I live in Pottstown, Pennsylvania for about 20 years, and which sounds really long and makes me feel really old. Actually, funny story, I had a student on the first day of school last week say, you taught my mom. And I was like, oh, that's great. So excited about that. But I'm a busy bee. I'm also the vice president of our teachers union, the elementary vice president. We have 2. So that is another responsibility that I have, but I'm happy to help because it's obviously something I believe in. Proud Penn Stater. My dad went to Penn State. It's pretty much my whole family's all about that. And we're all about Pittsburgh teams because that's where my husband, his family comes from. So I love that, Michelle, you put that picture of me on the bridge in Pittsburgh for one of my races. So that was pretty cool. I have been a coach since October of 2014. I actually had to look that up last night because I couldn't even remember. I got hooked up with Beachbody at school because one of the girls I work with actually is a friend of Jess's from college, or of Michelle's from college. It's Jess. And she's the one who got me into Shakeology. She was doing 21 Day Fix, and I was at a point, you'll see as I keep going, that I was just kind of ready for anything, for a change. I needed something that was going to work. I was feeling a little desperate, I think. And she came along at just the right time. But I really did not become an active coach for a while. So I think I actually did 21 Day Fix in maybe the late spring of 2014. And then I signed on as a coach to get the discount. And then I really didn't jump into the whole coaching thing until the following year. And I really was just kind of getting my feet wet, doing little bits here and there, and I'll get to that. But I definitely eased my way in. Not like some of these ladies that we just talked about who had Success Club right off the bat. Just a little bit about my health and fitness journey. I was trying to dig for some, I hate to use the phrase fat pictures, but pictures that kind of showed where I was in the past. And just thinking back, I can remember all the way back to middle school being unhappy with my weight and, my body. I feel like that's kind of always been a thing with me. And I was never one of those like bikini girls. I always felt like I was the heaviest one in the group. And I was an athlete in high school and middle school. I played field hockey. So it wasn't that I wasn't active, but I just was never really where I wanted to be. And college, well, I mentioned I'm a Penn Stater, so there was a lot of drinking, there's a lot of fried foods, there was a lot of McDonald's late at night, and college was really a difficult time for me. I went to college in the time of grunge and large flannel shirts and big jeans and J. Crew sweaters, and you could kind of hide all of it really well. But in my senior year, I kind of reached a breaking point with it, and my best friend and I both got to the point where we were just sort of done. And we went to the gym together and we started to hold each other accountable, and it went really well. And I did drop a good bit of weight after college. And then of course, pregnancy. When I got pregnant with my first son, I stopped counting at 50 pounds. I mean, I shot up. But my second pregnancy was much more healthy. But in between, I started to kind of take another little bit of a health and fitness journey. We got a treadmill, and my incentive was I would record the shows that my husband didn't like. And then I really wanted to see what happened. So I would get up in the morning to watch my shows. And that was really how I started to become a morning person. And it had a lot to do with having a baby at home and having a full-time job. And after school, I just couldn't make time for it. And I admire all the people who do, because it just doesn't work for me. I have to get up in the morning. So that was really when it started. And I think that's why my second pregnancy was a lot healthier. I didn't gain nearly as much weight because I had already developed some healthy habits. I also started Insanity in there, which was kind of crazy, but I didn't really follow it through like I have now with more recent programs. So I started to run in 2011, and I did my first 5K, which I actually was just on the route of the other day, and it was the worst 5K ever. It was so hilly, and it was a terrible one to be your first 5K. But and then I took on some other bigger races after that. I decided I was going to run the Broad Street, and that was kind of a big step for me. That's a 10-miler here in Philly. I know some of you have done it. And that was really out of my comfort zone. I had never done anything like that before, but I had friends at school who ran, and I think I just kind of had that, like, I really want to be like them, and I think I can do this. And I trained for it all by myself, and I mean, I finished it. I didn't do all that great, but I finished it. And then I kind of got the itch, and so I started running the Pittsburgh Half Marathon with one friend, and then 2 more friends came along, and so there's been a group of 4 of us the last 2 years who have gone, and it's just a blast. I love it. We don't light the world on fire, please. Definitely not, but we have fun. It's a great race, and I really enjoy it. So enter Beachbody. I was thinking about my Beachbody journey, and I remember way back, I don't know if you see Tony there, Power 90. I think my husband and I bought Power 90 when we were first married, and I remember doing that in our apartment, thinking in 90 days we're going to look so fat. We didn't really stick with it for 90 days, but I had it. I had 10-Minute Trainer way back when, and I did Insanity, but I really didn't understand at that point how to follow a program from beginning to end, to do, stick with the calendar and follow through. So it was kind of interesting to look back on it and think about doing those programs. But fast forward to more recent days. Like I said earlier, I did 21 Day Fix and started drinking Shakeology in 2014. And when I first started drinking Shakeology, it was terrible. I don't know what I was doing when I was making it. I really was like choking it down. And I had to sort of tweak things over time and figure it out. Now I can't live without it, but I was bound and determined I was going to make it work. So I just powered through. And I also in there did PiYo, which I'm actually redoing because I love it so much. 21 Day Fix Extreme, when it came out in 2015, I was like chomping at the bit. I could not wait for it to come out because I had loved the original one so much. And my girlfriend and I at school were just obsessed, and we were like counting the days. I think we ordered it at school when it came out. We were like, did you see it's time, it's out, and I just absolutely loved it. And I did really well on both of those programs. I really met with my most success. And that was when people started to say things to me. What are you doing? You look so different. You've lost so much weight. You look fabulous. And that was when I started to realize, like, hey, people are asking me about this. I probably should do something and actually be able to help people for real. And I've always been the kind of person, like, if you compliment my dress, I'll tell you where I got it, how much it was, where you can get it. So that's just the way I am. So if somebody says to me, hey, you look great, what are you doing? I'm going to tell you everything about it. So it's sort of kind of fell into place for me that maybe I should actually be learning about this and be able to tell people, the real deal, what they need to know, and actually help provide it for them myself. So that was kind of what sort of pushed me in the direction of becoming a coach. And then I just added the other programs I did in 2016, Hammer and Chisel. And I'm like a next big thing kind of girl. So like whatever's, like, I'm already excited about Core de Force. So I'm like, yes, I'm getting it. I can't wait. Whatever the next big thing is, I'm all over it. So like I said, a lot of what kind of influenced my decision to coach was feedback from other people that I worked with, people I hadn't seen in a while, giving me compliments and asking me about what I was doing. And it just kind of made sense that I should learn a little bit more. And I was following different coaches and kind of picking up little bits and pieces here and there. But I've just always loved to share, what I like and what works for me. So I just kind of jumped on board, and I'm really glad that we're doing the new coach groups at the beginning of the month, because that was really the big thing that changed everything for me. I think that was, that really forced me out of my comfort zone to begin with and got me to start posting things. And I put this little image here. This was one of the posts I did during that group. This was like the assignment to talk about what you love about Shakeology. And so I made this little visual, and I found it. I went digging through Facebook and found it last night. But that was one of the things that it was like the first time I put it out there that I was drinking Shakeology, and here's why I liked it. So it really forced me to do those things that I really wasn't willing to do on my own. I really didn't post a lot on Facebook before, just pictures of my kids and things for my sisters to see because they live in different states, but that was it. And so that kind of forced me to think about what else I could put out there. So the things that have really propelled me forward, obviously challenge groups. I love being in the challenge groups, and I try to participate as much as I can. And now it's kind of become a habit for me. Like I've had a couple, newer people say to me, there's so many groups. How do you follow all these groups? And it's like, I don't know. I do my workout and then I just pop on and check. Like that's just part of my routine. Team Cup is something that I think the first time it came around when I was a new coach, I shied away from it because I was like, no, I can't. I don't know what that is. I can't do that. And then I did my first Team Cup in February, and it was my best month yet. And I was like, wait a minute, this is actually pretty cool. Like it did, again, kind of force me out of my comfort zone and get me to do some things that I probably wouldn't have done on my own. And it worked. So I was excited about that. I started, like I said earlier, following some different top coaches and coach groups online and just trying to learn and absorb as much as I could. And like I said, I really learned slowly. I was just reading and observing and trying to take in as much as I could. This past spring, I did the Push to Diamond group. And that was another thing that really helped me to grow and learn some new things and try some new things that I wouldn't have tried before. So I definitely credit that with some of my forward movement. And in March, I did my first group on my own, which was a little scary to be in charge of all the posts and, create everything from scratch. But I'm a teacher. We can kind of figure that stuff out. Teachers know how to beg, borrow, and steal from everyone and and get things going. So so that was kind of fun to do a group on my own. I would say probably one of the biggest things that really got me going was the Summer Strong Coaches Edition that we did in the spring, because we had the trackers, and I'm so bad about doing my tracker now, but the trackers and the points, maybe it's because I'm a little competitive, but the idea of keeping track of how many times we posted a day, how many times we invited, that really forced me to be mindful about what I was doing. And now I look for opportunities to post just regular everyday things. I look for those opportunities where I didn't before. And I think that group was the one that really made me think that 3 to 5 number, and I don't always hit it. I don't hit it every day, but I'm starting to see more opportunities in just everyday things my kids do, or just something that strikes me, or, a motivational quote, whatever it might be. I'm trying to find those opportunities to post more often. And what I have noticed is people look at it. And I think I said that in one of our calls before. I remember that being mentioned in some of the recordings from Summit. People are out there watching, even if they're not responding, even if they're not saying anything to you or reaching out to you just yet, they're watching. And I noticed that because I have a lot of people that I see day to day, I run into at the pool, whatever, who are commenting on things. And sometimes I have to jog my memory, like, wait, what are you talking about? It's like, oh, that thing I posted, so they're definitely watching, and they may not be reaching out to you yet, but they may be in the future. So it really is important to continue doing that. I went to my first Super Saturday this summer, which again was another like out of my comfort zone. My husband is like blown away by all the things that I'm doing. He's like, I can't believe you're doing this. You just drove to Philly, met up with someone you've never met before, and went to this convention all by yourself. And I was like, yeah, I And it was great. I had so much fun. Diana was awesome. We had a great time. Like I bought my ticket that day to go to the next one. It was fabulous. So it definitely, once you get this momentum going, it feeds and just keeps going on. I bought my ticket for Summit next year, which I remember not this past summer, but the summer before, following everybody and everything everyone was doing and just thinking how cool it looked and how much I would love to do it. But I didn't do it this summer. I didn't feel like I was there or I was comfortable enough yet. And then once I saw everything this summer and I was getting ready to go to Super Saturday, I was like, yes, I'm just going to buy the ticket. I told my husband I'm buying it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll make it and everything will be great. But I just decided I was going to do it. So I am almost a diamond. So close. I'm almost there. So some takeaways that I was trying to put together. Obviously, the vital behaviors are critical. And like I said earlier, I'm not always that good about keeping up with my tracker. I need to be better about that. But just making sure that you are being a product of the product, that you're, following all of those things that we know work. Obviously, they work. Probably one of the biggest things for me that I have gained is doing professional development or personal development. Sorry, professional development is a teacher term. Personal development, because that's something that I would not have done before. And it actually took me a really long time to start. I really didn't even start doing that until we did the Coaches Challenge. And I started to get my feet wet with that. And I've been loving it. And I've already mentioned this before, but I am 100% obsessed with the book, You Are a Badass. So every quote I've included here is from that book because I feel like I just want to keep rereading that book. I love it so much. I feel like she totally gets me. And when I read these quotes, I pulled a whole bunch of them. They're in the next slide too. When I read these quotes, I can hear her voice because I listen to the audiobook of it. I can just hear her saying these things to me, and she's just so cool. Making connections, that was a big one that I learned through the Coaches Challenge as well, because sometimes it's just about, saying happy birthday to someone or commenting on how cute their kids are. It really doesn't matter what it is. You're just making that connection with people. And that's something that I never really did before. I just didn't bother. I just didn't take the time. And it's not that I don't care or that I'm cold or anything like that. I just didn't. And now I do. And what you find is that, or what I have found is that it's very fulfilling just to be that person who is being kind to others, reaching out to others, commenting on others. It really fills your own heart. And so I've been enjoying that aspect a lot. Obviously being real and being yourself, because that's what people want to see. And people comment to me about that, about me, just putting myself out there, real successes, failures, struggles, pretty much everything. And stepping outside of my comfort zone, I have done that more in the past 6 months than I probably have in the past 6 years. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see the change. And like I said, my husband definitely notices it. He has commented on it a lot, and he's my biggest cheerleader. And of course, believing in yourself. It's so important to believe in yourself. I included this quote because this is probably the biggest thing that I took away from that book. What other people think about you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And that's something that I need to remind myself of every single day. And my husband and I were talking about it the other day. I refer to this as a filter. We both talk about it as a filter. I need to take what people say and filter it with this quote, because I definitely have some people in my life who are negative, who are judgmental, and they are close people in my life. And so there are times when I'm putting things out there on Facebook, I'm thinking to myself, what is this person going to say? What is this person going to say about me behind my back? And I have to remember that that doesn't have to do with me. It has to do with that person. and what they're going through and their insecurities, and it doesn't have to do with me. And sometimes it's hard to put that filter in place, but I constantly have to remind myself of it because that's what helps me to get past those fears. Like I did a live post last week, I think, and I sat there with the phone, I can show you, like this, in front of my face, there's my Penn State, for about a minute, trying to work up the nerve to do it. And what was going through my mind was, what are these people going to say? This person in particular, what is that person going to say? Are they going to comment? Are they going to not comment? Are they going to talk about me? And I had to just take a deep breath. I was sweating and just go for it. And just remember that it's not about me. So 2 more quotes because I'm obsessed with Jen Sincero. You are loved massively, ferociously, unconditionally. And I love this. The universe is totally freaking out about how awesome you are. And I love this other one about staying stuck in the same place and what you need to do to get past that, to be grateful, to rock your life and just move forward. So you are a badass, everyone. That's about it. I'm going to stop my share. There.
All right. Well, I just have to say, I'm like so proud of you, Terry, because literally, I'm going to get emotional about this stuff because seriously, so Jess, who is was Terry's upline coach, Jess and I are very good friends from Penn State, and Jess was my very first coach, and she was a discount coach as well, and she was a coach for a while, but once Terry started, you never want to, especially because Terry wasn't my coach. Terry was Jesse's coach. And so you never want to push someone if they don't want to, or help them if they don't want it, kind of thing. So, but I'll never forget when, and this is what I had looked up, that Terry signed up her first coach like 9 months into the business. And this is this was my research I did today. And she became Emerald a year after she had signed up to be a coach. And I think, yeah, she really got involved in it. So she became Emerald. And after I remember when she hit Emerald and shortly before that, reaching out to her like, hey, do you want to get more involved? Because I'm happy to help you. And I just think that it's been so great to build this relationship with Terry and see her grow so much into this amazing coach and leader that she is today. And just hearing you talk, some of the things that I think have stuck out tremendously to me, and I'm sure to all of you, is product of the product, right? I mean, did you see all those programs that Terry has done and how naturally it is to talk about it and share about it? And that is huge. Also, getting out of her comfort zone. We heard that a ton as well. And I think those are 2 huge things with this business. So you just made me like so proud, Terry. So thank you so much for sharing tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, for asking me. I shouldn't say give me the opportunity, for asking me. And when you asked me, I was like, oh, second week of school. I have open house on Thursday. We're all back into sports and everything. I was like, nope, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it. So awesome. I'm glad you asked me.
Yes. Well, I'm so proud of you. And I feel like this is very relatable for a lot of people. So, if you started as a discount coach, we have people that, just love the products, love the programs, love Shakeology, and slowly want to get more involved. That is totally fine. You do not have to jump all in all at once. I think that is wonderful. And don't think if you've been this discount coach for, all this time, that there's no chance for you to build the business, because there absolutely is. And Terry is proof of that. I mean, yes, she is this close to being a diamond coach. I mean, her announcement could come any day now. So I am just so proud of you. So thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to switch gears and we're going to move over to our power hour, or our power 22 minutes. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to just talk really quickly, and then you guys can get to work. So I don't have my video up anymore. Can someone just unmute themselves and say yes, whether or not they can see this? I don't see it. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna do our power half hour, although we're short on time, but it's fine. So I just wanted to mention 2 groups coming up next week, and these are groups that we always have the second full week of the month for our entire team to utilize. So September 12th, we have our 5-day Shakeology group and also our free 1-week group. And that's going to be the Meet the Beachbody trainers, and that's going to utilize Beachbody On Demand. So this 5-day Shakeology group in the past, we have just usually had people either we give them samples or sell them samples, or they purchase the Shakeology Super Sampler and get in the group that way and sample Shakeology throughout the week. But in talking with some of the leaders on our team, we thought that it would be really great to include people that are new to Shakeology as well. So let's say you had people purchase Shakeology, purchase the challenge pack, which many of you did last month. This would be the perfect opportunity to invite them to this 5-day Shakeology group, because not only will they get a ton of different recipes on how to make their Shakeology, but also they will learn the benefits, the ingredients, kind of break down objections like with cost and other misconceptions that people have with Shakeology. So the reason why we thought it would be great to invite people who are new to Shakeology is because we want them to see the value in it and continue drinking Shakeology month to month and see the benefit from it. So we thought by not only you could still do both, invite people that want to get the samples and or invite people who are new to Shakeology. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out there. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, and you can just kind of work through this as you go and not worry about the time. I did put times, but the first thing to do is friend request 3 people. So this might just be in people people you may know, you have mutual friends, that kind of people, that kind of thing, just to expand your market. Also invite 3 people to our Shako group, and I put some sample invites there. Invite 3 people to our free group, and I put sample invites there as well. And then at the end, I added to create a motivational post for tomorrow. Okay, so you can pick and choose what you want to do from this. Probably the inviting would be the best thing to start with. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to put this in our team page. Does anyone have any questions before we start? Okay. All right. So we have like 20 minutes. If you have any questions, just unmute yourself and ask away. Okay. All right.
Michelle, I have a question. For the Meet the Trainer group,
Yes.
is that like the trainers within Beachbody or on our team?
On Beachbody, yeah. Like the different trainer, like Shanti, Autumn Calabrese, they're going to be
Yeah.
sampling. Yeah, Terry's working on that.
I'm working on it. I have picked a workout from like each of the main trainers. So I have an Autumn, a Shanti, a Tony, Sigi. I put Fixate in there as the last day, like the rest day, and then watch this cooking show, that kind of thing. So I'm still working on it, but I picked each of the workouts hovers around the 30-minute mark. So I wanted to stick with the 30 minutes and tried to just give a sort of a sampling of all the different trainer styles. So I think I have a Shalene in there also. So yeah, if you want to put it out there that they'll all be around 30 minutes, you'll get to try out pretty much all the different main trainers that are on there, and then also sample the cooking show.
So that they would do the 30-day free Beachbody On Demand to try it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. If you guys have any other questions, just let us know. Okay. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions before we get off the call? So again, Terry, I mean, every single thing you said on that call, you nailed it. This is such an awesome call. We will definitely share this and hopefully have other discount coaches hop on board like you have. And a reminder about the Shaco group, invite new Shakeology customers that you have, get them in there, help them learn more about it, and make sure you're inviting to that free group we have next week. Okay, if you guys need anything, let me know. I'm always here. All right.